Welcome back, everybody. You got Will and I-Man here from the Block Runner, MetaZone, and Rovi. And today we're going to be talking about Elon Musk and Steve Wozniak just signed a paper to completely shut down AI for like 6 months.
Ban it. That was a word I think of.
They use that.
Ban hammer for 6 months, which is very weird. And I think this was also 1,100 other people. This is like as if like a bunch of scientists are getting together to issue a warning to the world. Like, hey man, if you guys don't stop fucking up the planet, we're all gonna get like tremendously screwed over by our own,
it's like
environment.
Sort of like the reverse of the Manhattan Project. It's like the nuke has already been developed.
that's great. Yeah.
All of a sudden, like nuke engineers will be like, "Hey, maybe we should slow this down."
Yeah. But before actually seeing the devastation of the nuke, right?
Yeah,
that's the difference. It's like I think once after it was utilized,
it's like we got this huge missile here.
Yeah,
it's like we should probably slow down.
Yeah, well, it's So, is that what happened? It probably is what happened. But yeah, I'm pretty sure the inventors of that destruction usage by the military were probably like, it's like, fuck, we shouldn't have done this.
I don't know. I think.
Well, they're about to make a movie about this. Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan.
Dude, I can't wait.
I'm looking forward to that. So we'll find out about that. I'm pretty sure there'll be an AI movie at some point where it's like focuses on like.
There's been iRobot,
but not from that perspective. Like from the perspective of the people who built it.
Yeah, Silicon Valley
or Sam Altman, I guess. It's like he's the new Oppenheimer potentially if they keep going down, because really this is what they're talking about. They want to slow down the progress of AI because it's just. We might be entering the exponential growth phase of this technology sector, right?
I feel like it's too late, in my opinion, but we're going to get into it. So there's a reason why they don't know guys here.
Okay.
Right. So we're going to talk about how this relates to crypto because everything relates to crypto.
Yes, as it should, because crypto is that important. More specifically, I guess like the blockchain layer of crypto itself.
Yeah.
The blockchain has more purpose to it other than it's just facilitating money value transactions.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot more utility and I think services to humanity that blockchain can serve. And this is a big one.
Yeah. Who knew that Satoshi would solve so many problems like down the line, right? Financial system. Now we have AI. What's next?
Well, that's what I mean. Like, but Satoshi's white paper was all focused on the financial system and the systemic humanity at risks of being like too dependent on that.
Yeah.
So this is like a whole new frontier. We need like a whole new Satoshi for this to kind of like paint the obvious vision. It's like, we cannot just be harboring all this data and information into like singular entities like that are largely unregulated.
Yeah.
They're closed walls. You can't even see like that stuff as openly as you could as everything was on chain, right?
Mm-hmm,
Somebody has to either invent a protocol or like come out and write that paper, right?
Yeah, so as you might have guessed, crypto is the solution to this, but I'm going to share a potential outcome where crypto is the beginning of the end.
Okay, I want to hear that.
All right, so let's talk about this. So Elon, Steve Wozniak, and about 1,000 others have signed this 6 month ban.
Yeah.
And there's a few detractors, but I was asking you, why would they do this? Why would Elon and Steve, what's the biggest fear? Like, why would they want to do this? So the biggest fear is two things. Basically, fake news.
Yeah.
Deep fakes, all kinds of stuff. Yeah. And then the second biggest thing is just a runaway superintelligence.
Which has a very broad, definition of what that is, right? It's just because nobody knows the actual outcome of that.
Yeah, it really depends on what the superintelligence has access to. Does it have access to rewrite code, which likely that would qualify for superintelligence?
I would think so.
And then does it have access to manipulate physical stuff like robots? Does it have
So these are the considerations, I guess, that I think this organization and group that have signed this petition want the government to start deliberating about. What are the actual levers of control just to make sure things don't go escape velocity towards humanity's destruction, basically.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I was chatting with ChatGPT yesterday, and I gave it a prompt, and I was asking questions about that prompt.
Yeah.
And within itself, it was answering the wrong answers. It had the wrong answers for a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
And then I asked this, why did you make a mistake? Mm-hmm. And then it says, well, it's because I'm a language learning model and I make mistakes from time to time, and
Yeah.
forgive me, basically.
Yeah.
And then I kept, asking questions about that prompt, and it just kept getting it wrong, like continuously.
Oh,
I was like, why are you making mistakes? I was like, well, I just keep making mistakes. That's
damn, dude. You got an edgy chat GPT, dude. He's
Yeah,
an
man.
edgelord.
so I can see how eventually you're going to have AI just like suggest answers to a bunch of stuff like
Yeah.
global warming. What do we do? How do we improve solar panels? And it's going to have answers for those things. And so eventually, once we get to super intelligence, it's going to have access to all information.
Yeah.
And it could decide that we're the ones causing all these problems. And,
And then do what though? Yeah.
And then what? Yeah, that's the real
That's
question.
the question. If it came to that conclusion, and then it's somehow they'd have to like obfuscate that belief that independently generated like ideology on behalf of the AI operators,
Right.
and hide it from humanity so that we don't do anything about it, right?
Yeah.
Because ultimately we need to have those levers of control.
Yeah.
If that were to ever happen, there has to be some sort of governing process to step in and do what exactly. Nobody knows. That's the problem.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
The fact that we can theorize and see the nukes coming in, but we have like literally no way to figure out like how to like clean up from the destruction or even to like, divert the nuke from happening in the first place. You know? There's nothing. Right. And this thing just keeps getting more progressed by the day. And I kind of agree with them. I think this is a bigger problem than what I think the public realizes.
Yeah, but you're the one who always says that the government doesn't do anything until the nuke has actually blown up.
That just like they largely do almost nothing when it comes to dealing with global warming.
Yeah.
There's enough scientific evidence and stuff to support that it's a real thing, and we're on a pathway of potential devastation.
Yeah.
But governments largely probably won't do much as far as like enforcing like industry to adopt greener policy.
Yeah,
until
because that nuke
happens.
is like 100 miles away.
Yeah, it's coming like really slow too.
100 million miles away. It's like an asteroid that's like way in the distance. The asteroid's going to hit in 30 years, and people would be like, well, we don't have to do anything today about it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Are
you talking about the global warming one or this one? This
one's
one's
just
closer,
like a
right?
proverbial asteroid in the sky. It's going to hit Earth in 30 years.
Yeah.
Global warming.
Yeah.
And people are just too lazy to like do something about it today or enforce regulation today.
Or lazy, or there's just competing factors that have to make actual, it's not like an urgent thing where like we have to actually deal with these dilemmas on a daily basis.
Yeah, if you're in Congress, you're dealing with like, I want to get elected next year, not I want to save the planet in 30 years.
Correct. I need funding for my campaign, so I mean, oil and gas.
Yeah, thumbs up.
Cool with us, bro. Shit like that,
Right.
But but this has also correlations to the crypto market. Like the crypto market was largely, and we had players like Brian Armstrong from Coinbase, like shaking the government and going and basically doing the same thing. Not necessarily like raising alarm bells, but asking for clear regulatory.
Yeah, and they don't do anything.
Nothing. Until something like an FTX event happens, and
then all of a sudden everybody's getting fined.
Yeah, everybody's like a criminal now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so that's kind of the case here. Like once AI causes some sort of obvious like a destructive event,
the
government's going to have to react as they do. They react and they don't prevent. And they're going to label like this AI thing as like, holy shit, like this is you guys who have been building this, you guys are all criminals now too. Like so they're trying to like set things in place. Like what can you do and what can't you do when you develop this tech, right?
So before we get into the solutions to what Elon is saying is that AI is too much power in the hands of the few.
Yeah.
Right. And so we need to decentralize. Right.
I don't think he's like straight up.
No,
says
he's
that.
not. He's not. But the solution is to decentralize. That's the only solution. Right?
I totally think so. I totally agree. And we talked about this before. That's why the AI sector is like on our top 5 list of things to pay attention to in 2023.
Yeah.
There's not many like tokens of like true tremendous value there yet, but that's actually an opportunity. But it's going to take a minute, I think, for the AI sector to develop on the Web3 side. But nonetheless, like the value premise of why AI and data and all that shit really needs to exist on chain,
Yeah.
it will settle a lot of fears, I think.
So I guess in order to really understand the implications of AI being off-chain versus on-chain, so let's speculate on what could happen with a runaway AI that would elicit the Congress and governments to be like, all right, everyone's a criminal now.
Okay.
So what one thing could happen? So I'm thinking a deep fake, the president talking about let's launch a nuke, and it just gets to Russia or China, and they react.
Yeah.
They preemptively react with their own nuke.
Yeah.
Like that's a pretty big deal.
It's a tremendous deal. The fact that you just said that, and I think everything is like in place for that to happen like today.
Yeah.
I've seen like some of the modern day deep fakes, dude. They're pretty freaking convincing. So
yeah.
But I think it's starting to become publicly aware that information is no longer like reliable.
Yeah.
At face value, like it used to be.
That's
so
true.
Maybe it'll become like a human adaptation that we eventually just kind of like are forced to deal with. You know.
Let's say content creators, the president, us. We create content. The president speaks to its citizens.
Mm-hmm.
Every piece of content has to be signed by a verified wallet.
Yeah.
And then that presents actual, true, valid content or messages.
Yeah. So within this whole thing is like the government needs to figure out a way to, I guess, create a system to watermark what's real and what isn't.
Yeah.
On the content layer.
Yeah, right? All they have to do is sign a transaction with a publicly verified address, and that's it. It's super simple.
I guess.
Because now when somebody comes up with the deep fake of Biden saying we're going to launch nukes to China, it's just verifiably obvious not Biden because there's no signature.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not a bad
easy,
idea,
dude. It's easy.
Damn, dude, you got all the solutions, dog.
Yeah. Dude, you're the one saying that they should be asking us the solutions.
Well, I
right?
mean, that's the thing. I think these innovations or these solutions will come from,
yeah, smart people.
People building stuff already, and they're gonna, developers are gonna come up with, things. But that takes time though to figure out like what's the standard.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah, but we've had a standard for almost 50 years now. It's like public and private keys.
Yeah, I know.
Which eventually is going to get defeated by quantum computing, but we have quantum resistant public cryptography.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about like what this will do to the AI sector, because this is a crypto channel. So already we're seeing some of the top coins kind of trending upwards since this like doomsday scenario is becoming much more realized. And to me, this is the equivalent of like, why have cryptocurrencies been rallying over the last, I'd say, month, right? Since the collapse of Silvergate, all of a sudden, Bitcoin is being perceived as, a legitimate counterparty to the traditional finance system, right? I think we're going to experience very similar as the AI debate continues to stretch on.
Yeah.
What, like, the dangers of it.
Yeah.
The dangers of having it too centralized. This sector is going to get much more tremendous opportunity and like growth, potential as a result. Because, like I said, the big bad wolf is in the room, dude. The centralized AI system, dangerous.
Yeah.
But you have a theory, or maybe not a theory. You've seen like a television program that has kind of like painted a doomsday scenario, even for the decentralized side.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think if there's anything to add here, because you're right. Crypto's been going up because banks have been collapsing. Mm-hmm. Crypto AI has been going up potentially in the last 24 hours because of this impending doom of AI. And the right way to and Elon identifies the problem is too much power in too few hands.
Yeah,
you decentralize it. Therefore, we speculate that there's value in crypto AI tokens.
Correct.
So this is, I guess. I need to say this is like definitely do not buy any of these tokens because
you got to do deep due diligence on these because this is an emerging sector. So
this list has grown since we've first seen it. Right, it was like half a page.
It basically doubled.
Yeah, it's doubled
in about like 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, that's right.
This is an indication there is growth happening in this sector. It hasn't like really exploded yet because I do think it needs like a Satoshi moment. Somebody within this like market has to come
Yeah.
out and really like paint the picture of the value of like on-chain AI,
Yes.
like the way Satoshi did for on-chain finance.
Yes,
You know?
agreed.
Like, yeah, so fucking A, dude. Let somebody do it, please. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's get this show started.
So
But yeah, tell me
the other
ultimate-
side,
yeah.
the other side of this is imagine we start porting AI into on-chain activities, right? Transactions.
Yeah.
And let's say this AI is sufficiently intelligent, right? A super intelligence, right? In the hands of many.
Yeah.
So what happens if when you have a decentralized internet, which really doesn't exist, right? But there are projects working on it.
Yeah.
And then we have a decentralized superintelligence that is operating on a decentralized internet. So what happens with decentralized projects like Bitcoin? You can't really shut it down. Can't shut down the internet. You can't shut down this artificial intelligence. So now you have literally a runaway intelligence that you cannot shut down,
Yeah.
right? And that's ultimately the premise of Silicon Valley, the show.
But I think the one thing they get wrong is like they're overemphasizing like or underemphasizing the like DAO mechanisms that can kind of like step in, probably because they haven't actually been developed or implemented yet, like some sort of checks and balances system within an actual decentralized.
It's funny you mentioned that because within that show, before they got to the AI part, they did have a section where there was a 51% attack.
Yeah, exactly.
And they
yeah.
leveraged the 51% attack to take over what was taken over by somebody else. So they had 51%, then they got 51%, and that was like the dynamic of that season for the most part.
Yeah. But my point is that just because it's a decentralized ecosystem doesn't mean there can't be like a consensus.
True.
We saw it happen with the Ethereum DAO, I guess, during its early days. What happened? There was a hack.
Yeah, DAO hack. Yeah.
And then there was consensus reached. Like, this is a very big problem if we don't deal with this as a, even though we're distributed contributors, like we all have to agree and reset the chain or something like that previous to the hack.
Yeah, basically made it as if the hack never happened.
Exactly. So that's an event that I think you can get enough consensus, like if in a runaway AI situation, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just there has to be a way to turn these off no matter what. But within this DAO, there's going to have to be, okay, so then who's going to actually push the button?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, so we have a solution for that too. So what if part of the terms of service of having the tokens in your wallet that you signed a transaction that allowed them to have like a kill switch of the AI?
Yeah.
So as soon as you have tokens in there, you're basically signing a transaction that delegates the voting power to a single member of the community, right? Kind of centralizing this thing all over again.
Yeah, or you could just have, instead of a single member, multi-sig event.
Yeah.
Right, with many different members.
But nonetheless, there's the power is in the hands of the few, right?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So
it is, you're right.
So then, but crypto has also solved this part. It's like you have to give those people an incentive to not, kill the AI, right?
Yeah.
So the way you do that is you give them a bunch of tokens, because as soon as you kill the AI, those tokens are useless.
Yeah, so it's like, why would you like nefariously, I guess,
So
screw over the entire?
It's the premise of proof of stake.
Yeah.
Like, why would you mess around with the transactions in a block if you have so much money at risk?
Yeah. I totally agree, dude. See, blockchain solves a lot of these,
It solves everything, dude.
solves a lot, but it's just a lot of it's unproven.
Yeah.
And we're like, as many boom and bust cycles as we've experienced, a lot of people like to say, hey man, crypto's dead and stuff. It's still like in a basically experimental ground stage. Like,
Yeah.
we haven't even figured out who's going to be the real, winner in this like whole infrastructure race to,
To layer twos.
Yeah. There's so much left to be determined, right? So nonetheless, I think, so the big takeaway here, as the AI fear continues to like bubble, and as the same way like the financial fears are bubbling, actually spilling over at this point.
Yeah.
The value proposition of an on-chain AI ecosystem is going to be skyrocketed as a result. So this is pay deep attention to this sector, and we're going to start doing deep dive videos on most of these that we think actually are working towards contributing.
Yeah, we're going to do our own due diligence because there has to be somebody working on this, right? If we can come up with something like this, somebody had already come up with it 3 years ago.
Yeah, and that has, if they do a good job and then it becomes like a again, a core primitive of this ecosystem.
Yeah.
We're talking the next DeFi here.
Yeah. All right, guys. Let us know if you have other solutions.
Wait, what do you call that? DAI?
Decentralized artificial intelligence?
Yeah.
DeAi?
DI? You can't say it like you can say DeFi. DI?
Oh.
Yeah,
nah.
DI. Whatever. So, yeah, it's just a thought that just spun up. My bad. Didn't mean to cut you off there.
Yeah, if you guys have other solutions for artificial intelligence on the blockchain, let us know in the comment section below. Follow us on Twitter at the Blockrunner, at MetaZone.io, and at RoviAI, and we will catch you in the next video.
Peace.